Is Klay Thompson worth $190 million? Let us know what you think in the comments below, and let's take a look at one of the craziest ANTA shoes of all time. What's going on, guys? You're watching Sneaker News on YouTube, and today we're taking a closer look at the ANTA KT4 East Bay Times. Before we do that, just do us a quick favor, hit the subscribe button, and let's get right to it. So we asked you, is Klay Thompson worth a Supermax? Is he a $190 million player, especially considering he might miss a full season? And the answer is yes. He's won 3 championships for the Warriors, and had he not gotten injured, and let's say they pulled it off and won in Game 7, Klay Thompson was probably the favorite to win a Finals MVP, which is kind of crazy. But so let's just go over the basics real quick. This is the ANTA KT4, that's Klay Thompson's signature shoe. This is known as the East Bay Times colorway. Only 200 pairs will release on July 7th, and they will be available at a retailer known as Oaklandish out in the Bay Area. So again, July 7th, dropping online 11 a.m. Pacific time. There's a lot going on with this shoe. Let's just quickly talk about that. So Klay Thompson has this funny pregame ritual where he just reads the paper before every game. It's, pro athletes are all about routine and superstition, and they eat a certain thing at a certain time and they do a certain thing at a certain time. And for Klay, apparently, he loves to read the paper before every game. So what ANTA did was just completely drape the upper with basically newspaper clippings all about him. Over the years, pretty much in his entire career, there's been so many articles about him because, he's just done so much for the Golden State Warriors. He is going to go down possibly as the #2 greatest shooter of all time, right behind Steph. And you can argue that he could be better than Steph or Steph's equal, who knows? But if Klay never got injured and they somehow came back from 3-1 and won that finals against the Toronto Raptors, Klay would have probably been the finals MVP, which is pretty insane. So he's definitely an elite player. It doesn't really seem like he gave any other team a chance to offer him a contract. Like, he knew he wanted to stay in Golden State. So this is a pretty dope nod, and I think it's just more of a timing thing, but it's perfect timing that this limited edition release comes out when he signs a Supermax deal. He's going to be in the Bay Area for another half decade, and that's where he belongs. Of course, we wish Klay the best. We want him to come back at 100% because he's a big part of the NBA conversation. If we take a closer look, like we said, the left shoe has American headlines, and the right shoe actually has headlines in Chinese because Klay is really, really big in China. If you guys know, there's this thing called China Klay, where he takes a trip to Asia every summer to promote his shoes. And there's always some funny meme or funny video that just sort of leaks out. There's a time where he tried to do like a 360 dunk and he just got stuffed by the rim. There's another one of him just like drinking some beers and just dancing by the DJ booth at a club. He's such an aloof dude, and he just doesn't really seem to give a shit half the time. That's what makes him so interesting. And honestly, we're glad that he's getting the shine that he deserves. Things would be a little bit different if he did stay with an American footwear brand, but ANTA must be paying him really well. The shoe is pretty well designed, and it was actually by a former Adidas basketball designer. His name is Robbie Fuller. So you can definitely see that the shoe is designed real well. Just add a different logo on it, and it might be something that you might cop. But again, the thing with ANTA is that there just isn't too much exposure in the US. They're dropping these random limited editions, which is kind of cool, and it'd be cool to have, especially if you're a Bay Area native and you're a Warrior fan. I mean, we do have to point out that, the print on this is pretty amazing. Like, if you look at the midsole, there's all these really deep grooves, and, it's a carved out midsole, and the print is laid on pretty impressively. There's no obvious sort of quality errors. They all look pretty good. And even like you can see Klay pretty clearly there as well. And, this shoe does have an interior booty, so it has like this elastic sort of knit ankle cuff. But yeah, this is it. Another thing that we want to show you is the shoe box. It says, "Be like Klay, read the news." Again, that's a nod to his pregame ritual. You got his signature carved into the plastic box. And inside the tissue is, again, more newspaper clippings. So again, 200 pairs only. It's one of those like random shoes that, if you can get them at retail, you might as well give it a shot. So that's pretty much it. If you can get your hands on these at retail, we definitely suggest you should. It's just one of those weird oddball collector items that might be dope to have. We hope you guys enjoyed this close-up unboxing video. Again, just a quick favor, hit the subscribe button. We'll catch you in the next one.